We are honored to introduce the next individual, not only as a friend, but also as a brother. Levy George Randolph, also known as LG, is an amazing individual. He has an infectious personality, which enables him to befriend everyone he comes in contact with. Levy makes it his goal to make a positive impact on the lives of others, and it is a goal he accomplishes every day.
Mark Twain once said, "Whoever is happy will make others happy too." Whether Levy is dancing or singing songs to the Backstreet Boys, Levy has that personality that will always rub off onto others.
Over the past years, we have seen this charming boy turn into an inspiring and determined young man. His personality, magnetic smile, and the passion for the FFA has moved us all. This charismatic leader is none other than your 2008-2009 State FFA Sentinel, Levy Randolph.
Do you know what it feels like loving someone that's sin rushed you through you away?
How's it going, bud? My name's Levy. What's your name?
Patrick.
Patrick, nice to meet you. How's it going, bud? What's your name? Josh. Josh, nice to meet you. I'm Levy. It is amazing what an effortless handshake can mean, but we may not recognize it at the moment. I mean in life, even just in the FFA, we meet and greet with so many people that those handshakes, people we meet, and the relationships we create often are overlooked. But it's not that we meant to overlook them, rather we unconsciously forget. Well, in order to maintain those relationships, there are two things that we need to do. And that is that we must identify and choose. We must recognize the type of individuals that come into our lives, and we must make choices that will dictate the type of individual we will be in the lives of others. How do we measure each individual, though? Is it in laughter or strife? What about those late night conversations? Or assets? I honestly can't give you the answer. But what I can do is I can share with you my perspective, and that is that we must recognize that individuals will come into our lives for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. And when you know which one it is, trust me, you'll know what to do for that person. I discovered each of these three areas of friendships through three main points in my life. And ever since I realized how each of them has impacted me, my perspective on everything has changed immensely. So how do we become friends for a lifetime? Well, it all starts in the beginning in understanding the value of someone who is in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. In time, you will realize how each type impacts others. The first type is a seasonal friend. And I believe that when someone is in your life for a season, they have come into your life because your turn has come to share, grow, and learn. They may bring you an experience of peace and make you laugh. They may teach you something that you've never done before. They may even bring you an unbelievable amount of joy, but believe it, it's real, but only for a season. Now, something that you may not know about me is I spent a season of my life in Japan. And growing up, I thought I was all that and a bag of chips. I played every sport imaginable, but destined to be the soccer, basketball, and football star of the military base where I grew up. I had 10 years under my belt of established friendships, and I was popular. Yes, these are the kind of friends that knew everything about me. I knew everything about them. And we swore that nothing would stand in our way. But something happened on October of 2002. My parents sat my sister and I down and told us that we'd be moving back to the United States. What? I couldn't believe this. After 10 years of living in Japan, we were moving back to the United States, some place that seemed more foreign to me rather than the other way around for many of you here. Japan was my home, the only thing I knew, and I thought I was going to be there till I graduated from high school. I had everything going for me, and just in one day, it was ripped away. But it's okay, right? I mean, they'd still keep in touch, right? We'd still be friends even though we moved away, right? Right? Yeah, I'm sure we would. Well, the days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And months turn into years. I tried my best to keep the lingering friendships going, but those generic conversations weren't helping at all either. How could this happen to me, though? I mean, I was the man back in Japan, and now just because I was in a different country, they forgot about me? You see, those aren't the people that are going to come into your or my lives for a lifetime. They are the ones that come into our lives for a season. As much as I thought that I knew about them and they knew everything about me, and as much as we swore that nothing would stand in our way, I was never prepared for the bombshell of moving thousands of miles away. But what we learned from looking back on these experiences is that yes, hey, they taught me new experiences. They brought me an experience of peace. They made me laugh. But they were just friends. They were just acquaintances, just as I was to them. In California, we shouldn't settle for being acquaintances in others' lives. But what do we do to make sure we're friends for a lifetime? In order to understand the true significance of a lifetime friend, we must first comprehend the meaning of someone who is in our life for a reason. And I've discovered that when someone has come into your life for a reason, they have come in because it's usually to meet a need that you've expressed. They may assist you through a difficulty, provide you with guidance, aid you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They may seem like a godsend, and they are. They are there for the reason you need them to be. And then without any wrongdoing on your part, this person will say or do something that will force you to act and take a stand. What we must realize is that our need has been met, our desire fulfilled, and their work is done. Now, the person that came into my life for a reason was my good friend Raymond. Raymond and I, throughout high school, became best friends. We met each other during Creed and BIG and ended up joining the same competition teams and running for chapter, section, and region offices together. Raymond, compared to my friends in Japan, was someone that I could actually tell anything to and not have to worry about anybody else finding out. He had my back and I had his. And around school, according to our advisors, you would find us always together. We were the inseparable duo, partners in crime, heck, like Lilo and Stitch. But then came senior year. Raymond and I began to grow apart. And it's not because of any fight or anything along those lines. We just started to not talk as much as we used to or hang out like we used to. We were on the same competition and region officer teams, yet couldn't even communicate with each other. And when it came time to do work in the classroom, we'd look the other way. It is frustrating. Nah. It was frustrating to lose a best friend and not really know what happened. But that is what happens when someone comes into your life for a reason. You never know right away the true reasons that person disappears out of your life. But in time, you learn. I would have loved to graduate with Raymond as my best friend, but reality shows we didn't graduate as each other's best friends. We didn't go to each other's graduation parties. We haven't even talked since the middle of our senior year. But the thing that I hate the most when looking back on this, the thing that I hate the most when looking back on losing my best friend is that it doesn't quite hurt as much as I thought it would.